Yeah, bless up everybody. We're in the Gangs Unite building today. We've got Chris Sibbs, Steve the Lawman, myself, Israel. Yeah, coming before you again, talking about us as a people, us as a nation. We can't be killing each other. We need to be billing each other. You get what I'm saying? As the man said, it's against the law for us to be killing each other right here today. You get what I'm saying? So we've got Steve here that's gonna tell us some things that happens in law. So when you see like young men coming before the Crown, they're gonna be standing with someone like Steve, Crown Prosecution, and the judge. Steve.
Yeah, you know, what always amazes me when I start a murder case is the swagger. You see people laughing and joking. In the dock with their friends, there's maybe 5 or 6 people finding it funny and the judge has to tell them to behave, or they're looking up at the public gallery and waving. And it's interesting to watch what happens over a 5 or 6 week criminal trial for murder, because that's how long some of them last. Some of them even longer. And you've got to maintain your discipline for 9 weeks sometimes, sitting in that courtroom. And as the case unfolds and we get closer and closer to D-Day, which is the day when the jury have to deliver a verdict, you notice there's an atmosphere change. You know, brethren, they're not laughing anymore. People are starting to get a bit nervous.
Yeah.
Because they're worried.
Yeah, because they're looking at big sentences. Yeah. Let me jump in there quickly because we had an interesting talk. Yeah. Look, joint enterprise. We was talking about it briefly before. Joint enterprise is the thing where you can be in a totally different vicinity and your friends or associates can commit a crime here. You get drawn into it by maybe something as simple as a phone call at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And you now have been brought into what we're talking about where you're in a dock, starts off with bravado, but now gets a little bit serious towards the end where you realise like, right, wait, I wasn't even there. Now I'm in front of a dock. It started off as fun and jokes and games, and now I'm looking at 20 years. Wow.
And if you don't believe me, look at a case called Hafida in Manchester. 11 people tried for murder. Some of them who were convicted of murder or manslaughter, they weren't even there. Wow. And they're in jail now.
When that's a first offence?
First offence.
Wow. And you say
youngest defendant, 14 years old.
Yeah. First offence, okay, so look, first offence, some of these children have not been involved in something petty as stealing a chocolate. Now they're looking at 15 to 20 years for a murder they had nothing to do with.
Yeah,
it's joint enterprise.
Yeah,
Steve, you were saying like before how when they come before the Crown, they're with the best lawyers and all that.
Yes, because obviously if you're appearing in London at the Old Bailey charged with murder, we have a system where those cases are tried by prosecutors who are called Treasury Counsel.
Wow.
They're the best prosecutors in the country. They're very educated, very experienced, very articulate, and they will run circles around you.
So what it is your crime is a paycheck for these treasurers, these great lawyers to get paid, bruv. So you're going to be warring with a man from your ends that you both are going to end up behind the bar. You're both going to end up behind bars, for instance. So a man from one end and a man from another ends, they don't like each other. They're going to stand before the Crown Prosecution. That is going to be one person. You're 2 different people. You don't like each other. You're both getting sentenced. You're both going to jail for a long time. Everybody's eating from you.
Except for you.
It don't make no sense.
Except for you. And we have to even analyse why you don't like him. Why he doesn't like you. Because you represent different postcodes.
A different line, a different jurisdiction. This man comes from Tottenham, this man comes from Hackney. You don't like him because he comes from a different area than you. But you're both, for instance, you're both Jamaican, bruv. You're both African. So it's a madness.
You're both suffering the same sufferation. The system is standing on both of your necks equally.
Steve, you were saying about the story about that case where in Manchester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people don't understand joint enterprise. Well, that's joint enterprise at work. 11 people, one person stabs somebody in a group attack. Some of the group aren't even there. They've been contacted by telephone. Joint enterprise says that if you're seen to actively encourage unlawful violence and someone ends up dead, you could find yourself charged with murder on the joint enterprise basis. That's how joint enterprise works. It's not just association, it's active encouragement, it's putting yourself there. And it can be by phone call, it can be active presence, it can be encouraging at the scene. All of these things could lead you to be in the dock.
Are you saying about the bravado?
Yeah, so when the trial starts, there's a lot of bravado, like I can bust this, it's no problem. It might be different because you think, oh, you know, I've been on a little weed charge before, so I know I can ride this case, I can ride this sentence. But you can't ride 20 years. And I see it from the time when you have to go in the witness box to give evidence. That's the first sign when you see people change. They're asked to put on a suit and tie. For the first time, they want to put a suit and tie on to make a good impression. And they stand in that witness box and you can see how nervous they are. You can see their hands shaking before they go into the witness box when they're going to be asked all sorts of questions. That's the first stage. Then the next stage is when that jury is about to deliver the verdict. And I'm downstairs in the cell sitting with them and they're looking scared and worried. And I said, well, what's the problem? Man don't want to go to jail, you know. Man don't want to do life, you know. And then I am with them after that verdict is delivered. When you can see the little tears in their eyes. Bad man, big men, all of a sudden are reduced to nothing. And usually they start talking about their mum or their little sister or their family because they realise what's coming.
Those little tears become big tears. Really explain to the people them like how they're crying.
Let me tell you something. I sit with them. I'm downstairs in the cells with these youngsters. When all the bravado that's upstairs is gone, when the jury have just said guilty, and the judge is saying, I'm ready to pass sentence, mandatory sentence, I'm going to start the tariff at 15 years and work my way up.
Kneecaps gone. Yeah? When the judge tells you 15 years, yeah? You're rude boy a minute ago. What happened now? Your kneecaps are gone. When you go downstairs in that cell, you are bawling. Don't act like you're not. You are crying. Why put yourself in the situation?
That girlfriend you love, that mother, that grandmother, that auntie, that sister, you were supposed to take your little sister to school, and all of a sudden you're not going to be able to do that anymore. 15 years and upwards.
For what? For what? And then we got to also add the fact that now you spent all of this time in jail. When you go to jail, time stops for you. So after 15, 20 years in jail, you went to jail when you're 17, you're coming out just closing on 40, you're acting like a teenager.
And you know what? The ends that you were fighting about, they might not even be there because everything's changing.
Everything's changed. All of your friends,
they all leave you anyway.
They're all gone.
And then I thought this come to me, yeah, on a real one. Us as older men that I've been through that kind of lifestyle, innit? So I understand it, so I can't be a hypocrite to that. What can we do as men that have understood the system and trying to navigate ourselves out of the system? What can we do to help these youngsters? Because at the end of the day, they need help. They need our help in it. They need guidance, whether they like it or not. They need guidance. So how can we help them with things like the law, make them understand the law, make them love the law? Because I feel like if a young man understands the law, he's gonna know how to navigate himself through the law. Like what you were saying before, and what you were saying before, Chris. It don't make sense that you're on the roadside and you don't know the law. Yeah, if you know the law, then you're going to be in a better predicament in your life to say, you know what, I am not going to break that law, because if I do that, the tariff of that is going to be 25 years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be walking down the road with a 9mm gun, because if I get stopped with a 9mm gun, that's 5 years. That gun could be hot. That gun could be, that's 10 years. I can see someone that's going to be my enemy, and just out of defense, I might have to use that gun and shoot somebody, and that's 25 years. That's just because I had that gun on me. I don't need a gun. What can we do as community elders to say this? No you in any country in the world needs a gun to kill their own brother. First and foremost, because the guns ain't made by us. So we don't need that on our head. What can we do what can we do as elders to build a society where our children are not killing each other? Because everybody has to take responsibility for it. The youths them are doing what they're doing. We have to look at it. That's our fault because we haven't set a foundation for them.
We ain't set a good enough.
We haven't set a good enough. So what can we do?
Look. We got to educate our young people, make them know who they are, where they come from. 9 ether beings. 9 ether beings are created with the same essence. The universe was created. 9 ether beings are, in essence, part of the universe in solid form.
So, Steve, something came to me as well. You obviously gone through the education system. You've done well. You're a barrister.
Yeah.
Barrister, you know. Yeah. So when I was young, maybe this is the man might have been representing me. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. I'm not even trying to be a hypocrite out here. You understand? So you navigated yourself through the system. Now you represent people in the law. How can somebody become something like what you've done?
Find someone like me. I go into schools, I talk to youngsters. It's all about connections. You understand what it takes to get through the system, what it takes to get to this level. So you find someone, you align yourself with someone. If you have a dream like I did as a 10-year-old boy, as a growing up in South London, and I said, that's what I want to do. And the teacher said to me, you can't do that, go and be a footballer. Go and be an athlete. And I said, no, I'm doing this. And I was inspired by a TV program. Then I started to go to the library and read what a lawyer does, read about law, reading about murder cases, because knowledge is power.
Comes back to the same thing. Education is the key. A lot of young people don't even know why they're going to school. Yeah? We're going to be talking about that on another occasion. Education is the key. Now, I'm not going to say that I've done really well in school. I didn't. But what I'm going to tell the young people right now is, if you don't take anything else seriously initially, like English and maths, they are core subjects that you all need to take seriously. Yeah? Because when you do decide what it is you want to be, what it is you want to do, then with English you can teach yourself. Yeah? Maths, we all know why we need maths. So focus, if nothing else, on the core subjects. Please, people, education is the key. Do not put yourself in a position where you become an easy target for a system that sees you as the enemy, yeah, can't wait to lock you up and throw away the key.
And my argument is this. I'm kind of begging man from north, south, east, west, from Jamaica, from America, throughout the whole world, bruv. Let's simply stop killing our one another. Yeah? I'm literally begging, bruv. And I know that when a man's angry, it can get... I know that we've got a lot on us, you get what I'm saying? But I'm saying, let us not make it an easy target for us to be standing before the Crown Prosecution. Let us make it that let us have something in our own community that this is one thing we don't do. Because if we do that, then that mother, yeah, that that can't sleep at night before she hears her son come home, she can sleep. So this we're living out peace in our community, bruv. Let me just ask you something. Let me just ask everybody this. If you go, I live in North London, Tottenham, innit? Stamford Hill. When was the last time you heard a Jewish man kill a Jewish man? in the Greek community, you don't hear that the Greek man's killing the Greek man. You don't hear that the Indian man's killing the Indian man. You don't hear these things. It's only in our community. So we have to fix up. Men that have power, men that have heart, bruv. We can't be the only ones that saying this. This has to be said by everybody. It's simple.
It's a crime for a black man to kill a black man. It's a crime. It's got to be considered a crime within our community. Look, with the lawman right now, look. You kill another black man, he's dead, that's it. Like, his generations do not continue because you've taken his life. Yeah? You go to jail now. Your life's ruined as well. For what?
And then you're in jail in war with another man that looks like you. So we can't even get it right that we're making life so hard for ourselves because we're warring with ourselves. It's like me punching up myself. That don't make no sense.
Doesn't make no sense. And the world knows. The same time we unify, all of these violations is done. Come on, people, fix up. We've got to fix up. We're mindful of the time, Steve. We're gonna wrap it up.
Anything to say, sir?
I agree with everything you've both said. It has to stop because we cannot start seeking to deal with other issues that affect our race, our people, when we have an issue with taking each other's lives over nonsense. And so many lives are ruined. It's not just the deceased. You ruin their family, your family. And let me tell you, you might get a life sentence. Who says you're coming out? Because you might end up getting stabbed or shanked or whatever it is inside there. You might have beef with someone. So when the parole board, when you get to your 20 years and the parole board says, well, you're just nothing but a troublemaker, you got a life sentence. So you're not guaranteed to be released even after 20. So 20 becomes 30. And then let's start moving on. It might even be 40. Because the system is designed to say, you know what, we're tired. So if we can lock you up, you can stay there.
Yeah.
And we personally don't want that for none of our men, none of our people. And I'm saying even down to the man that's behind the door. Yeah, I'm sending my love out to you because 6 of one half dozen the other. No one's perfect out here, innit? But I'm saying this is wisdom. If you're behind the door, bruv, you don't have to have a standard where no one ain't at war with a black man is not at war with a black man even behind the door.
Yeah, please. And for the youth, for the young people listening to this, like, the elements that we've already raised is one side of the coin. Remember now, one of you's dead, one of you goes to jail. Who's going to reproduce and continue the generations? If you're dead and in jail, you want children, you want grandchildren. I thought you guys are supposed to be doing this for a better life. Doing that is not equaling no better life.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, Steve, we thank you for coming down. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Keep up with the good work.
London's finest.
Gangs Unite.
King's Peace Treaty, and Steve the Lawman. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Steve, have you got any if you got like a an outlet that if people want to get to you that they can?
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on the internet very easily.
Okay.
Or Great James Street Chambers in London. That's where I practice from.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we appreciate that, man. Everybody, thank you for listening and that. Bless up.